All right, Aries, it is time to do a little general forecast vibe check for the next 6 to 8 weeks. All right, next 6 to 8 weeks vibration check for Aries. All right, if you would like to find information on how to schedule a personal reading with me, please look in the description box of this video. That deck is already saying no, don't start with me. Okay. All right. Aries, let's do a quick vibe check between you and the person that you're dealing with. Person you're dealing with, connecting with, interested in, whatever the case may be. I want to see how your all's energies are behaving together. The Page of Swords in the reverse. Some of you, there is no communication. Others of you, communication is just very, very poor, okay? You all may not speak the same love language, as it were. You may not just communicate the same way back and forth to each other very well at all, you know? Let's get 3 shuffles here. 1, 2, and 3. I do think there is some silent stalking going on, though, by the way, okay? Could be an air sign that you're dealing with, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. You could be stalking them. They could be stalking you, whichever one. If you're sitting there going, man, I ain't watching that person, well, they definitely got their eye on you. Y'all could just be sitting around watching each other, peeping the Facebook, peeping the Instagram. I kind of think both of y'all are just sitting around watching each other, honestly. Could be a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. But I see you have the Page of Cups reverse, Page of Swords reverse over here. Okay? Page of Wands, the person you're dealing with, I think they want to talk to you. Okay? They are moving forward. They're moving on from this here, but they do have a lot of things that they want to say, okay? Could be a Capricorn that you're dealing with. But I think that it feels to me more like you're choosing to abandon this right here. You could feel like they did you wrong, okay? They may have abandoned you, but I don't really see you actually making any moves to break the silence, okay? This is obsession, okay? One, the other, or both of you. This is a very unhealthy connection here, okay? Somebody here is very obsessed. I kind of think it's the person that you're dealing with here. I feel like you're taking the stance of trying to ignore this, you know, just kind of trying to ignore it, wait for it to go away, pretend that it never happened. The person that you're dealing with, though, they definitely have a lot of things that they want to say to you, but they don't really feel like you want to talk to them. So they're moving forward, okay? They're really, really finding, it could be another Aries too, by the way. They're really finding a sense of emotional independence as well, all right? I kind of feel like, though, that at least this person is really wanting to put on a bit of a show, honestly. So, like, if you're watching their Facebook or their Instagram or whatever, I think they're putting on a show just for you. You could be doing the same for them, but I definitely feel like this person's putting on a show just for you. Like, look how much better I'm doing, you know? They want to get your attention. They're really trying to get your attention without reaching out, though. Without reaching out. All right. Let's see the most likely outcome here and the best advice. Most likely outcome and the best advice. And then we are going to read a new love spread here after this. Most likely outcome and the best advice here. Most likely outcome and the best advice. Do-do-do. Most likely outcome and the best advice. All right, I really feel like you're closing this cycle out. Okay, the cycle between the two of you is very much complete. Very much complete. Let's see if anybody's going to try to repeat this cycle. 2 more shuffles. 1 and 2. All right, 6 of Pentacles here. I still see you kind of keeping your guard up, though. Keeping your guard up here, and it's taking you a little bit to kind of detach from this right here. You're still a little bit pissed off. Still a little bit pissed off, still a little bit angry, okay? And I really think, though, that you are closing this cycle out, but this happens in layers, okay? As soon as we come together and do what needs to be done, okay, that's one thing, and then you have to close it out in here. I still feel like you're having a hard time doing that. Could be a Scorpio. Again, I have Aries. But the best advice here is to allow this to come to an end. Don't try to force it. Don't try to fight it. Even if this person was to reach out and try to get your attention, I wouldn't really feed into it. I wouldn't really feed into it, especially because I still see you're in King of Swords reverse mode. So you're still harboring just a little bit of bitterness towards this person, and that could easily suck you back in. So until you are completely and totally emotionally detached from this person, I would let this come to an end, let it die, and then once you've gathered your senses, once you can think straight, and you're not mad, not sad, not missing them, just kind of neutral emotion-wise, then maybe we can finish out, tying up the last little pieces of this cycle here and closing it out and extending or accepting any apologies that need to be extended or accepted. But it's time for you to open up to something new, okay? That's the best thing that we can do here. I do want to pull a new love spread for you guys, okay? Because, I was going to pull this anyway, but I do feel like a lot of you have something new coming in. So let's look at this new person that Aries is dealing with here. New person that Aries is dealing with. This is a moving forward reading. And it was not really planned out. This is much more of, see, you all are always my guinea pigs. Every time I'm going to start a new round of readings, I always start with you guys, obviously, because I do the readings in order. But I never really plan it out. I just kind of feel it out. And then whatever I end up doing with you guys, I do for the rest of the signs here. Okay? All right. So, 8 of Wands. Some of you could be dealing with somebody at a distance here. But I kind of feel like communication's a little bit funny between the two of you as well. Okay? Maybe you're kind of biting your tongue and holding back and not really wanting to say everything that's on your mind, which is kind of weird because most Aries people are typically very, very open. But I've met it kind of seems like you all are like one extreme or the other. Since you're not really good at sugarcoating things, you're not really good at filtering out any bullshit, you're either, up front in your face, speak everything that's on your mind, or you're dead silent. And a lot of you are holding a lot back, for whatever reason. Let's get 4 shuffles here. 1, 2. 2 more shuffles. New things coming in for Aries. 1 and 2. Okay. Man, I don't know. See? The 4 of Wands is reversed. So a lot of you aren't really wanting to go through this new doorway of opportunity. Okay? I kind of feel like this person that you're dealing with, they may be a little bit needy, and that may push you away just a little bit, So a lot of you right now are in this stance where it's almost kind of like you're just sitting back and not really wanting anything new to come in. Or you may be thinking, I want something new to come in, but the minute it starts to come in, you're kind of like trying to shy away from it a little bit. And that's a very normal function when it comes to the flow of energy behavior. I dig into this in personal readings all the time, that every time I'm really into somebody, they're not really into me. And then whenever somebody does come along that's really into me, I'm not really into them, So I kind of feel like you all are really in that space of, I don't really know if I'm into somebody who's pursuing me as bad. I can sit and fantasize about it all day. Man, I just wish somebody wanted me as bad as I wanted them and this and that. And then the minute somebody comes along and they're showing you a lot of interest here, you're like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't really know. Let's see. But again, you're still in this healing process. You're still in a healing process from the past, too. So that's not a bad stance to take, especially if you're not very well down the healing path yet. But let me see this new person's true intentions. The true intentions of this new person here that Aries is dealing with. The true intentions of the new person that Aries is dealing with. End of March, beginning of April. Next 6 to 8 weeks, basically. Next 6 to 8 weeks. Boom. Okay, 7 of Wands in the reverse. I really kind of feel like this person wants you to let your guard down. They feel that you have your guard up, And this is it could be another fire sign. But this feels very heavily like, look, I'm not like the past person. I'm not going to do you like that. Can you please trust me? They want you to trust them, Last shuffle, last one. Okay, could be another Aries too. So they really feel like you're like the my way or the highway kind of person. And basically whatever mindset you're in is the mindset you're going to stay in, you know? So they really, really feel this sense of, man, Aries just doesn't trust me. You think I have ulterior motives. I don't, I swear. You think that I may be like trying to plan or plot against you or trying to use you or something like that. But dude, I'm not, I swear. And they really want you to trust them, but they just really feel like you're up in your head overthinking this. Okay? I don't see that they have any bad intentions. They really don't. They really don't. And they're a little bit frustrated because you don't trust them, and they have good intentions, basically, is what I'm seeing here. Okay? Could be a Leo that you're dealing with. I have Leo and Aries here, but I also have air sign, earth sign, water sign, fire. It could be anybody, y'all. So again, they really, really feel this is starting to drain them a little bit, you know, because they are actually very, very interested, but they feel like there's this layer that they can't get through, you know. So they may just end up having to abandon this. They're contemplating, man, should I stick around and wait for Aries to trust me, or should I just say, all right, I ain't got no time for this, and then just leave, basically, you know. But they want you to trust them. They really wish you trusted them. Okay, what's the best advice for Aries next 6 to 8 weeks moving forward? What's the best advice? What is the best advice? What's the best advice for Aries moving forward for the next 6 to 8 weeks? All right, 7 of Cups in the reverse. Okay, maybe you are doing the right thing. Maybe right now isn't the best time for you all to be out and dating around and play in the field, you know. It's very important to develop a good, solid relationship with yourself. Very, very important. And that doesn't just mean go be by yourself and be alone. It's not what that means, okay? That means there's a difference between I can function really good by myself and I don't need anybody to help me survive. I got my own money, my own car, my own job, my own house, my own everything. I can survive. I can feed myself. I can take care of myself. There's a difference between that and I don't depend on anything out here to provide me with happiness. You know, I don't need a relationship to make me happy. I don't need friends to make me happy. You know, that doesn't mean that I don't want anybody in my life. It just means I know how to make myself happy, and I don't cling to and depend on anything or anyone to make me happy. It's very important to be able to do that. Until you reach that frequency, you're not really going to find a fully successful, fulfilling connection, you know, until we find that frequency. And a lot of us are too afraid to do that because we're afraid that if we do, we're just going to go be alone forever. No, that's not what happens. 2 more shuffles here for the advice for Aries moving forward next 6 to 8 weeks. 1 and 2. Okay, the 6 of Wands. Focus on success, okay? Don't focus all your energy on your obstacles. Now, there's this trap that we can very easily fall into to where I see the goal, I picture the goal in my mind, I know what I want, but I'm focusing much, much more of my energy on the obstacles, okay? We can't do it that way. If you want success, focus on success. You don't have to overthink the obstacles. You don't have to over-prepare yourself to figure out how to overcome the obstacles. I'm not saying don't think about them at all. I'm not saying be naive. I'm not saying that there will be no obstacles in the way. I'm just saying don't feed all of your energy into what could go wrong. Don't feed all of your energy into how to prepare yourself. Don't give all of your energy to damage control, okay? Queen of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Hierophant reverse. Right now, don't make a solid decision to commit to any one thing right now, okay? That doesn't mean don't commit. That means Don't sit here and say, okay, well, I'm going to commit to this person, or I'm going to commit to this one job, or some of you who are starting a business, I'm going to commit to this business right here. There's a lot of time, the vast majority of successful people, especially in business and in relationships, but most successful people, they fail several times before they succeed, because there actually is no such thing as failure. It's not really failure, okay? It's a learning experience. If something isn't successful right away, okay, I learned something. Pick your ass up and get back on the path, okay? And the next obstacle that happens, I'm going to tackle it the best that I can. However, if it's not successful, okay, I learned something that's going to help me when I am successful. Stay on the path, and there is no such thing as failure, okay? People who fail, give up and abandon the path. Just don't do that, okay? But don't make any solid decision to commit to one thing, because that one thing you may think you're committing to could simply be a learning experience that's going to help you when you are successful, because the universe has something very specific in store for you, okay? Very specific. And a lot of times, we got to go take a bunch of classes and learning experiences before we get there. Love, business, and in any aspect in life, okay? But I think a lot of you are handling it the right way. A lot of you are, okay? So, anyway, I do feel like that was your message, Aries. I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I greatly appreciate all of you that tuned in and played along. Thank you so much. Don't forget to look in the description box of the video if you would like to find information on how to schedule a personal reading. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here now, y'all. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Y'all stay blessed.